The moment that you grab the gun, like Fanon says, you're no longer oppressed. You're now free. How do we teach that in the class? Just to say that in the class, my students' heads explode, right? To tell them about violence as a revolutionary tool, as sometimes a revolutionary essential.
We actually need to crash the U.S. settler state, which has incredible reverberations and literally strangles the tentacles that are reaching into the Israeli state.
So we must stand with the armed resistance and work right now to end this impunity by disrupting the flow of weapons to Zionists, because trust, the armed resistance will defeat Zionism if it was an open battlefield.
Yeah, I've been humbled since October 7th, particularly being in community with folks, particularly when you're someone who has been doing this work. Why stop? This is a profound moment for us, right?
I think putting our bodies on the line sometimes to protect those who are more vulnerable, right? To eat tear gas when we should be doing that, and not students. When that comes time to the university saying, retract that or get fired, I'm confident in myself that I will make that right decision.
Out on the significance of what Hezbollah represented, right? Of what the Iranian Revolution represented. And they just fell into the imperialist ideological representation of those movements and forces that were challenging imperialism. That we have to understand Al-Aqsa flood on October 7th and since then as a really decisive historic strike in terms of not just Palestinian national liberation, right? But it's a historic strike intervening into this. And I apologize for kind of rushing through the anti-imperialist moment of the past 20, 30 years, but I think it's a decisive strike into challenging those two legs of imperialism.
Colleagues who are part of my chapter of Faculty for Justice for Palestine to help us teach Palestinian liberation, right? To teach about resistance struggles at this particular phase of Palestinian resistance in our classrooms, and how to build community with not just faculty, but students who are committed to this.
I think Hamas, what it represents, and not just Hamas, but the whole armed resistance movement, it represents a rejection and a refusal of an equation of force that leaves Palestinians dependent and eternally vulnerable, and having to distort and configure themselves to seek recognition and protection from their oppressors. So how can subjugated states, subjugated peoples elevate their struggle from that in a colony, in a one-to-one relation of overthrowing the immediate colonizer, to overturning this broader imperialist world system, which was missing in the 20th century struggles? And I believe we're in a moment where it's being put to the question in a way it never has been before.